こんにちは、あすか先生です。Do you like learning Japanese? Let's master authentic Japanese with me. 一緒に日本語を勉強しましょう。Today I'm talking about Japanese particle で。Many learners don't like particles because not many languages have particles. It's one of the most challenging grammar parts to learn Japanese. In this episode, I pick up one of the particles で and show you how to use the particle で. Stay tuned. So the particle で, there are many ways to use. The first one is transportation. For example, I go to Tokyo by bus. バスで東京へ行きます。バスで東京へ行きます。So this で shows the transportation by bus. バスで。Alright? Number 2 is tool. So for example, I cut paper with scissors. ハサミで紙を切ります。ハサミで紙を切ります。So ハサミで means with scissors, using scissors. Okay? ハサミで紙を切ります。I cut paper with scissors. And the third one is languages. So for example, I wrote an email in Japanese. 日本語でメールを書きました。日本語でメールを書きました。So 日本語で this day shows the language in Japanese. 日本語でメールを書きました。And number 4, places where the action happens. For example, 駅で山田さんに会いました。I met Mr. Yamada at the station. 駅で山田さんに会いました。This で、駅で shows the place, in this case at the station, where the action happens, meeting in this case. So I met Mr. Yamada. Where did you meet? At the station. 駅で山田さんに会いました。These usages look very different from each other. Then you may wonder what is the core meaning of the particle で. Actually, the primary function of the particle で is to set a limit. So で shows the boundary from inside and outside. For example, the first one, transportation, バスで東京へ行きます。I go to Tokyo by bus. You can go to Tokyo by any transportation, such as a taxi, car, or train, or bullet train, Shinkansen. The particle で in this phrase, バスで set only one way using a bus and eliminate other possibilities. So this で set a limit, only bus to go to Tokyo. Okay, I go to Tokyo by bus. バスで東京へ行きます。And the second example I showed you is tool. ハサミで紙を切ります。I cut paper with scissors. Again, there are many ways to cut paper. Still, the particle で in this phrase, ハサミで shows the only one method to cut paper, using scissors, and eliminate other possibilities. Alright? And number 3, language. 日本語でメールを書きました。I wrote an email in Japanese. Now you can guess. It is possible to write an email in English, French, or Chinese, but when you say 日本語で, it shows only one language. In this case, the Japanese language. Okay? So 日本語でメールを書きました。This で sets the limit, only Japanese. And number 4, place where the action happens. 駅で山田さんに会いました。I met Mr. Yamada at the station. You may meet Mr. Yamada anywhere. Maybe at a cafe or in a library or somewhere. But 駅で limits the place where this action happened. So I met Mr. Yamada not in the library, not in the store, not in the cafe, but at the station. 駅で山田さんに会いました。The core function of particle で is to set a limit and eliminate other possibility, show the border. Okay? Today I'm talking about the particle で that is used to show transportation, tool, language, or a place where the action happens. But the core concept of this particle de is to set a limit. Once you know this core concept of de, it's easier to understand how de works. Okay, that's all for today. これで今日のエピソードは終わりです。Thank you for listening. 聞いてくれてありがとう。またね。